Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part of my Godot series. If you haven't checked out the last part, we did this little map here with tiles and sprites. Just one thing to note that I didn't cover in the last episode, it looks a little kind of blurry right now, and that's because the filtering system is wrong. So you want to go to tile map, go to filter, go to nearest, and there we go. So now if you look at it, it looks way much sharper. But yeah, let's continue with the episode where I'll be talking about sprites and characters. In the last episode, we did something with an R pack right here. I'll leave a link to it in the description as well. But if you look at it, there are some actors in here. When you click on it, you get some characters. So let's try to make one of these characters into a playable character. Let's go with the blue samurai for now. To make a playable character, first you want to have another 2D scene. What I mean by this is you want to right click in here, add child node, and you want to go to node control, and you can check one of these off. For right now, we're just going to do node 2D. We're going to create it, and then we're going to make save branch as a scene. What this would do is it just makes it another character that you can put around. So it's like a prefab in Unity, if that makes sense. We're going to make a folder called characters. We're going to call this samurai or just player. Here we go. So now if you open this up, by clicking that, you have your own scene where you can set your own player character. The first thing you want to do is you want to set sprite. So you want to go to add node, go to 2D, and look for something called a sprite 2D. Here it is. You want to create it, and right now it's empty. That's because we don't have any textures in it. You want to go to actors, Blue Ninja. You want to go for the sprite sheet. You click on it. There you go. This looks a little weird because there's not just one character, it's like a bunch of them. That's because it's a sprite map. So to fix this, what you want to do is you want to go to offset, not offset animation, and you want to select the coordinates and the H frames. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal frames. So you want to set it 4. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vertical frames. So set this to 7. And now you just have one character. You can set the coordinates here. So this is the direction, and this is the animation. Okay, so the next step is making the player character move. So to do this, we need to set up the scene a little bit differently. We have a sprite 2D. We don't have any collisions on this though. So what we need to do is we need to go add child node and look for collisions. So collision object, actually it's collision shape. Create it, go here, and you want to set the shape of it. If you have a complex sprite, it's a little bit different. For right now, since we only have, just a rectangle, we're just going to use a rectangle or square. And that should set the collision shape. Next up, what we need to do is we need to set the scene root. We need to change it into a, let's see, collision object, physics, and a character body 2D. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow the scene or the player to move around. Okay, the only thing left to do now is to add a script to this to make the player move. I'm going to go into player, script, going to press new script. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it player.gd. Since this character body 2D is going to have some built-in scripts, and we're going to edit that a little bit to make it work for us. So first things first, we're going to remove all gravity. So we're going to remove it, including all this here. We don't need any gravity because it's top down. And there's no gravity there, so we're going to remove the comments. And basically what we need to do is this moves from left to right, and it moves in that direction. However, what we need to do is we need to make this move left to right and top and bottom. So we're just going to copy this over and do that. So edit this part a little bit. We're going to call this direction X. It is moving in the X direction. And we're going to change all references to the same thing. That seems to work fine. We're going to call this direction Y. And change all references to direction Y. And we're going to change velocity to velocity Y. And we're going to change from left and right to up and down. There we go. So now we have two functions that check for, or two if statements that check for up and down, left and right. Hopefully if you press them both together, it moves up and down or left and right at the same time. And yeah, it should work. So if we go back to main, 2D, press play again. You should have a little scene here, and you should press, there we go. So if you use the arrow keys, it should move up and down, left, right, very fast. Little thing, the speed is a little bit too high, so we're gonna set this down back. We're gonna change from 300 to 100. Hopefully it's more manageable. There we go. It's much better. Okay, well, we do have a problem with this, where you see the player characters in the top left, and it's not in the center, and also so very tiny, so it's very hard to see. Not ideal for great gameplay. So to fix this, what you need to do is go to main, add a new camera object. I already have it selected, press create. We're going to set the zoom to something like 2, and that should zoom it in. So if we press play again, it should be in the center, and it should be much easier to see. Everyone, thanks for watching. Tune in for the next episode where we'll be talking about collisions and adding some gameplay elements.